they won their 4th appeal.
I have no resentment in my heart for the country of Romania or for anybody else.
Alright, so Andrew Tate was, well, as many know, released, but still under house arrest. As we can see here, Willie Mack, thank you, tweets out the Tates have been released from jail. Andrew Tate and his brother, who I can't remember, and placed under house arrest. Reason he wasn't before was because they feared he'd run. Let's see if he does or if they are able to go to trial. His brother's name. Tristan, that's right. I always forget that one. I'll have to keep. Anyway, so right here we can see that Sky News reports that Andrew Tate was released from jail in Romania and placed under house arrest, his spokesperson says. The New York Times says that they won their 4th appeal. Now, I always had my suspicions of Andrew Tate's release. I kind of figured that it was going to happen at some point. Mainly due to the fact we never got the charges for it. The charges were something that everyone speculated on, but we never really knew. So we can see that they won their 4th appeal. And here is Andrew Tate talking about Andrew Tate speaking for the first time since being released, obviously.
I have no resentment in my heart for the country of Romania or for anybody else. I just believe in the truth.
It was political, so...
I believe in God, and I think that the fire of truth will eventually destroy all lies, and anybody who lies in a long enough time frame will feel the sting of regret, and I believe in it. Yeah, sure. I truly believe that justice will be served in the end. There is 0% chance of me being found guilty of something I have not done. I maintain my absolute innocence, and I think most people understand this, and I look forward to being home. So thank you very much, everybody.
What are your plans for the next days?
When I was in jail, I did 7,417 push-ups.
Alright, so that was Andrew Tate being released. This is footage of him, the footage of him being released. I don't know why I do that. They do not. That was Tristan, and I think that was the one that just walked out. He looks significantly different. No, the one behind that guy. Okay, so that guy's not it. Alright. It doesn't look much different than what he did going out, but anyway, the last thing is, this is kind of a funny in my opinion. Andrew Tate got released on the same day the Matrix film did. As we can see here, The Matrix came out March 31st of 1999, and just to verify, March 31st, 1999. In case anyone didn't believe it, because it came from Aiden Ross. Anyway, you know, so what are my thoughts on this? I mean, I had suspicions for a while that Andrew Tate and his brother were probably going to be released sometime soon. Simply put, we never got the charges for it, and that's what always made me think that they're going to get released. There's no way they keep him longer than they can. You know, obviously they were in jail. I think 180 days is what it was. Let me go over here. Yeah, 180 days detention. This was kind of reported on back in January. It was like end of January, early February that they kind of got arrested. Which is kind of insane to think about, that it really has been that long. But yeah, you know, once we kind of got this idea of, oh, they're obviously going to get released because A, we never saw charges, and B, if I have to be completely honest, the speculation is what I think got a lot of people to think that they were going to go to jail. Now, I'm not an Andrew Tate fan at all. But even I was like, okay, this is a little bit strange. They're keeping him in jail on charges that no one has seen. And, you know, the speculation was always, oh, maybe it was human trafficking. Maybe it was something else. You know, but to me, I think that the biggest thing was, if it ever was the whatchamacallit, the human trafficking charges, why not just come out and say that? Why keep people guessing at what the charges were for as long as they did, unless they might not have even had charges to begin with? Which is where my speculation kind of went, was the Romanian government just kind of decided to arrest them because they could, and try and forge the charge, or try and come up with the charges as they went. They'd keep him the 180 days because it's easier than releasing them. It keeps him quiet and it keeps them to shut up about it. Now that he's released, they don't have to worry about that, because if he talks about it, they can use that in the case that they're probably still going to go against him. And if I had to guess, we're going to be seeing a lot more of that news in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. You know, we're going to be seeing that news. And that's why I think that they're getting released now. I mean, obviously, it's the end of the 180 days period. But at the same time, I mean, is it coincidence that they get released the day before April Fools? And now, without knowing anything else, miraculously, we're just given, you know, miraculously, they're just released. Like, no information is given. Nothing about their supposed charges was ever brought forth. It's possible we're seeing the Romanian government try and build a case, but because they can't really do that while he's in jail, maybe he'll say things while he's out of jail. That's my guess, at least. You know, and I'm more fascinated to hear, you know, it's like, I've heard criticisms of him and everything else, and whilst I agree with many of them, I do have to say that the ones that I really just can't get around with are like, oh, well, why don't you support him going to jail? I do. I just want to know why he's going to jail, rather than just accepting that someone I don't like is going to go to jail. You know, I've always been for, I love me a good court case to listen to. Oh, and oh boy, that would be an amazing one for them to kind of put out there. Could you imagine watching that one? The trial of Andrew Tate? That'd be fun. That's what I want to see. I'm more in it for the content, if you want to know the truth, because there is content to be had in a trial like that than anything else. You know, what do you got? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm genuinely curious to know, like, what do people really think of this? Do people, you know, did you buy him going to jail originally? Are you kind of upset that he didn't get... Are you kind of upset that he didn't go to court while he was in jail or get charged with anything? You know, I want to know, because this is a case that I think opinions are, like, really fun to listen to, especially because everyone's kind of on the same ground on this one. No one knows what the heck's going on, and we're kind of forced into this hole of trying to understand. Yeah, and I think that's all I've got for this video, so I'm not going to plug, but you know what to do. Alright, I will see you in the next one.